Hello there, my name is Samuel Dressman. I am a DevOps engineer and I'm going to be participating in the assessment for the application of the DevOps role, and I'm going to be following the instructions as shared by Ivana. So here I open the message as shared by Ivana, the GitHub repository, and my colleagues, of course. And okay, so I before proceed, okay, so let me just open this up a little bit. So I'm gonna open up the file. So I'm just gonna bring this here. I'm just gonna bring this here, and I want to copy the file path because I'll be running this on my local machine, and I need to run this as a root user. So I'm just going to paste this up here. I'm just gonna assign myself root user. Then I will try SSHing into the server. And I'm just going to paste this up here again. And because I'm going to be signing in as a root user, let me just copy the IP. I said for now. Then I'm just going to paste this up here. Okay, so I already did this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to list, check nothing there. So first I'm just going to clone the repository. I'm just going to clone the repository. So after cloning the repository, I'm just going to list what do we have here. We have this. I'm just going to cd into this. Then I'm just going to list. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so I think it would be safe for me to run because when I was going through this, I saw that we have to run this first. So I'm just going to run this. I'm just going to run this shell build to build whatever we have in the shell script. Then if we encounter an error, then of course I would have to troubleshoot. So let me just run this build. Then in the meantime, I'm just going to go through this document again to see if there's anything I'm missing out on. Okay, so after this, we'll be able to run this. I'll be able to use the shell command to run these and this. Okay, so I'm just going to wait up a little bit for this to get done. Once this gets done, then I'll proceed from there. Okay, so I'm just going to use Terraform. I'm going to try, Terraform plan to see what we have. Right. Okay, sorry, I did not cd into Terraform. So we have Terraform. We're going to list Terraform init. Okay, so I'm initializing the Terraform backend and Terraform plan. Okay, looks like we have some values. I'm just going to end this process. Just going to clean this up a little bit. Then I'm just going to check for just list what files do we have, variables. Okay, so I'm just going to vim into variables. Then to what we have the SSH username, private key, host, and port. Okay, so I think it's only going to ask for this because the default has not been set. So I'm just going to save this. I'm going to touch it. I'm just going to save this. Then I am going to check my Terraform. I'm just going to check this. Okay, we have the root has been set as username. Okay, we have the private. So let me just touch this up a little bit because yes, I could touch this. I'm just going to save this as DevOps. Then I'm going to paste my server IP here. I'm just gonna paste my server IP here. I might be visiting Ivana a whole lot in this session. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste this up, and then I'm going to save. Alright, so before I save, I'm going to explain that the SSH private key path that I've set here is just, it's a trick that I'll try to do, instead of, trying to use the tilde dot forward slash SSH underscore RSA before, instead of me using that, I can just copy the content of the key that was shared by Ivana, save it in a file, then just use that as my private key path, and I'm just gonna save this, then I'm gonna check. I'm gonna see. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, then I'm just going to. So, because of the name of the file the path I already set, I'm just gonna open this up, then I am going to open this up. So, I'm just going to open the content of this. Okay, I just want to open the content of the key, then paste it in my, okay, so I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm just going to put it in insert mode, then paste it up here, then I'm going to save. So we're going to see that this file has now been created here, right? Okay, so I'm just going to try doing Terraform apply, then I'm going to use auto approve to run this, then the IP, run a year com again. So I'm just going to, well, okay, I should not have done that. From apply, I'm just going to paste it using this. So yeah, I'm just going to, the name of the file where I saved the key, then because I just left it as root, then I'm just going to try doing this. Then after, this has been successfully, done, or as I said, deployed, as a root user, I should be able to access this, but I'm just going to try to create a personal user account and see if I'll be able to, run the commands as well. So I'm just going to wait a bit for this to go on for a bit. So I could have just run this in my personal VM, but the VMs I don't have enough storage, and I don't know the amount of storage these applications or what task I might be doing my entail. So that's the reason I'm just choosing to run this on my personal computer, but I'm running in a Git bash environment. So I'm just going to wait a bit for this to I'm gonna wait a bit for this to go. Okay, so this is taking a little bit more than expected. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, I just had to, touch the lightning a little bit, so I'm just gonna wait for this to, and in the meantime I'm just gonna go through what we have here again, and so we're expecting a 4 node from the kind cluster. So I'm expecting we have 1 control plane, then we have like 3 worker nodes. Okay, and okay, yeah, so I guess this was where I read that so I'm just gonna try creating a personal user account and see if I can, just access the node using that, because as a root user, considering the fact that I already gave myself the necessary permissions from the onset before SSHing into the server, then I'll be able to access it. But inside the server, I was just creating a personal user and then trying to do this. Okay, so I guess we've been able to do that. So let me just see if Okay, so I guess we already included an alias for this. I just decided to test. I didn't even know it was gonna work. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. Okay, so what next am I gonna do? So I'm just going to create a user, and but before that, let me just see this. Okay, so I'm just gonna create a user. So I'm gonna do is user hot. This user add. I'm just gonna use. I'm just gonna do bin bash. I'm just gonna call it dev guy. Okay, so I've been able to create the user, then just gonna modify the user. I'm trying to add the user to a group. Then dev guy. Okay, so I've been able to do that. So what I'll do is I need to make a directory for this. So I'm just going to because I'm going to copy the configuration of the cube config from the root. I'm going to copy it to this, you know, personal user account that I'm creating. So I'm just going to call it dev guy won't manage that cube. Okay, so what I just did was I make the directory and in the home folder for the personal user account I am creating this directory. Okay, so I'm just going to copy what I have in my root. So my root should be safe then cube config. Then I'm just going to copy this, then paste it up here. Okay, so I've been able to do that. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to change ownership. I'm going to change ownership. Um, I'm just going to call it dev guy. Dev guy. Then I can just paste it up. I think I already copied it. I can just do this. Okay, then I'm going to assign it the necessary ch mode. Let's config. Okay, so I'm just going to try to switch user to dev guy. Okay, then I'll see if I'm able to get notes. Okay, I'm just going to write keep ctl get node. Oh, we can see then the user that I created is now able to, get this. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Then I guess that for challenge 1, I guess. Then for challenge 2, I will find the deployment task 2 with this. I'm just going to try to check into task 2 to see. So I'm just going to be making use of the personal user account that I created since I'm able to, get the necessary configuration in that. So I'm just trying to so let me just see. So I think for namespace to get port. Oh, no apologies. This should be kubectl for the namespace t2 as okay, so we have these 2 ports pending. Okay, we have these 2 points pending, so we just have to check the reason for this. Alright, so I'm just going to check this. Alright, so I'm just going to switch back to the root user where oh, so apologies. I'm just going to exit this. Yep, so I exited the personal user account. So now I'm here, so I'm just going to be running this as a root user, because we've confirmed that creating a personal user account, I am still able to carry out the operations on the for challenge 1. Okay, so for challenge 2, so I'm just going to take a look into what we have here. So I think it was somewhere stated that we not modify the Terraform code, so I'm not going to be touching that. I'm just going to be adding my file, but I just want to, check some things there. So okay, so for task 2, so this here we have, this is where the namespace was created. Okay, so what could be wrong? Okay, so I'm just going through it. Two replicas expected, required during scheduling, ignored during execution. I might have to use preferred there, but that's one thing to point out. And for this memory, we have just 1 KB here, and I guess that might. So let me just try increasing this. But before doing that, I'm just going to copy this. Just going to copy this, and I'm just going to open this. Then what I'm doing is I'm creating a deployment YAML file that which I can edit and run to see if we're going to be able to run this. Let me just try 128 mi. No, let me just. So I said, let me just change this to preferred. So preferred, this would make it flexible enough. Let me see. Preferred. So I'm just going to do k apply deployment.yaml. This in it. Mapping values are not allowed in this context. Converting YAML to. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I think I might have to make some changes to the main.tf file. So I might just have to add a target. I might just have to add a target here. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to nope. Let me just try. Um, okay, let me just say this main file. New target. New target. Okay, so I'm kind of like just trying to make use of a target. I don't want to make use of this. I don't want to do too much tampering on this. So oh, okay. So I guess what I needed was a trigger. I said target. Okay. Very- So okay. So I'm just going to be making use of a trigger and deployment. This. Okay. So let me just add these to my. Oh, I guess I already logged me out. So I'm just gonna try. Okay. CD. I think it's that from here. CD. Terraform. Okay. Main.tf. Okay, so I am just going to edit this and include the target, the triggers rather. So I already um, copy it and save it somewhere, so I'm just gonna paste it. Okay, so I'm just gonna save this. Then I'm going to try running. Okay, apply deployment YAML. Okay, let me just paste this error here to see why. So an indentation issue, so I'm just gonna copy it, paste for chat to fix this. Okay. The deployment the YAML. Okay, so I guess I have identified the error. So I wasn't supposed to include this. So let me just try running it again and see if it will apply. Now I am facing a different error. Okay, let me just check what this error means. Makes progress to me. Okay, I didn't had a wait. Okay, so I'm just going to a lot of errors in my deployment.yaml. Okay, so I guess from here. So I'm just going to copy from what chat has given, then I'm going to paste it here. Alright, so I'm just going to save this up and then correct indentation. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here. Kind of deleting this. And I'm just gonna paste this. Then I'm just gonna save. Then I'm just gonna run my part. Alright, so we already have this. Why? Oh, okay. Okay. Get port namespace T2. Oh, why? So it's saying we have two pending. just try to describe this. So I'm just gonna try checking this. Start expanding, and this is the error that I'm facing. So I'm just going to okay. So let me check this. First, I need to confirm. Let me just clean this up a little bit, and then paste this right up here. So I have this tint on this. Okay. So I'm just going to, I'm just going to try to remove this. Let's see if it works. Paint node rule. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this. Just going to do this. Oh, let me just clean this up. So it's saying that we have this. I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, let me see this. I'm just gonna copy this. Have the control plane. I have these. I have this. Namespace T2. Still not running. So we're gonna paste this here. Alright, so let's just see what chat has to say. Okay, so I'm just going to uncordon the name of the node. Okay, okay, uncordon. Okay, good nodes. This. Okay. T2. Okay, now we can see that both nodes are now both pods are not running, right? So I'm just gonna do k get pod and T2. Oh, why? Yeah, so we can see that they are both running. So what really happened was they were uncordoned, right? The node. So it was like a taint was placed on the node. So we kind of like just had to uncordon them, and that has now made both pods to be running. So I guess that solves the issue of challenge 1 and 2, because if we do k get nodes, we can see the nodes are running. Then if we do for this, we can see that both both pods are not running, and as said in the task, right, so it requires that you have to held the replicas, and as we can see, we have to held the replicas. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead to challenge 3, and okay. This is our port at 80. For all this toggle modification must be done using from the new file code. Okay, so I am to create a new file called this. So I'm to create a new file this, and so I'm just going to do that inside this Terraform directory. Then I'm just going to do I'm just going to create this, and I'm just going to call it this. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to need an assistance from this. I'm just going to alright, so deploy a port of my choice in the default namespace with a label this. Okay, so this is more like a networking policy, right? So I'm just going to, you know, ask just generate a demo from AI. Then just going to paste it up here. Let me just okay. So I've just pasted it here. So it's more like a network that I already had, right? So here I am, you know, creating the key, right, to keep the pod running, to kind of like just ask for a demo. So I'm just gonna be doing a demo using this just for the purpose of this challenge. And this, and I'm just going to list, and we can see we already have this, right? So I'm just going to do um, Terraform apply to approve. Just just give me a minute. Okay, let me just run Terraform apply. To approve. Okay, so it's saying. So I guess that's because I already, just tampered with the file. And I'm just going to the TIFF. So I'm just going to do. Okay, so I kind of like just had to recover the file. So I'm just going to paste the IP. I'm just okay. Method name has not been declared in the root model. Alright, so just a minute. for this. Let's see what it has to say. Mm, okay, so the error here was that there was an error. I guess this was where the error was on this line. So Terraform was picking this, right? And this has not been declared because we're not running it in the Kubernetes, so we're just running it in the Terraform. So I'm just going to copy this. Task 3, then I'm just going to delete all. Then I'm just going to paste this, then I'm just going to save, then I'm just going to run Terraform, apply, to approve. We're going to run this again. DevOps, root. Okay, so now we're experiencing a different error. So there was an error here. The connection was reset. I'm just going to paste this here. So I already have a cluster, and alright, so let me just check what I have in my Kubernetes. I'm just going to copy this, paste it up here. Then I'm going to I'm just going to paste this here as well. Alright, for now it's saying this. Okay, so let me do this. Unchanged. Then run this. just check show labels. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me just see if we can get what would write to correctly resolve this. Let's see. Okay, so let me go back to this. Let me delete all of this and then just paste this. Then import. Oh, that was an oversight. I didn't confirm. Task. Let me set number 52, right? Okay. Right. Then let's see. Okay, it's creating. All right. Oh, this bit there. This is so it's saying this namespace already exists. Okay, so let me try to import this namespace. So I'm going to turn form import Kubernetes namespace. Function. Uh, okay, let me just. Um, wait, 3. Let me copy this. Okay, then I'm going to run Terraform apply to approve again. Saying these tasks already exist. So let me just try running this instead. Let me try doing this. Okay, hopefully we don't face any error now. Okay, so we've been able to successfully deploy this. Now let's see if we're able to test this. Let me just clear this. I'm just going to run K and namespace default exec iterative client sh. Oh, we can see that this was successfully done. So I'm just going to exit. So I'm just going to proceed to challenge 4. I think I need assistance with here for a lot of challenge 3. So let's just go to challenge 4. Okay. Okay, challenge 4. Okay. So I'm just going to create this, then create an image, then this, okay. So I think I'm going to create namespace T4. So we already have the namespace created, so we're just going to create an image for the namespace and namespace T4, and the name should be echo chamber. And the image should be I have to echo chamber. I have to like run this. Then my image equals to this, and I will test. So I already created the port. Okay, get port namespace T4. So this is the echo chamber that I just created, and okay, don't change the entry point. Okay, so this. Okay, so let me just run this again. So I'm just gonna delete the pod, then delete. And namespace T4. Different from namespace. Okay. So I'm just gonna run this. So this creates the image just like I did before, but now I am trying to override as the security context, and I'm just going to create this. So let me try to 34. Just going to exit iteratively into echo chamber message. Okay, so I'm just going to as a PR, we'll say PS. APK. It's not runtime. Let me try to find this. Okay. And also F P. Let me check one. And transfer and also F. And also F. 18. Let's F. Page 24. Clear. Exit. Clear. So I'm just going to try to exec into that again. Oh, so what could be the issue? namespace t for sh please works. So let me just find the type. Let me check for it in files. Let me check for messaging. Let me check. Let me see if we let's see. This might have just crashed this system. I just have to start this again. And I have to do this again. So I have to. This is my so I'm just going to run this. Okay, so I just have to SSH and take this. No. We're gonna sign in as root. I'm just signing in as a root. Okay. List. Okay, cd. T2. Okay. Okay. So this is still working. So I'm just gonna have to exec into this. I'm just gonna copy this. And then let's let me see if chats would be able to generate a one-liner for me. Let's see if we'd be able to. guess it's a binary. I was going to do this. Strings not found, less not found. Let me see if so I'm just trying to confirm if we're trying to confirm if what we have here is um, the secret. So I don't know. I think I'm having issues with. Well, this step is really challenge really giving me. It's really challenging. So I'm just gonna say like it's really challenging. So let me just. But it's not confirming. Let me try this. This should be able to. This print the. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, so I'm not really getting this. I just stop here and I zoom. So, zero. 70. So it's safe to say this is the message that was eating. Let's just see. So I guess that wraps up everything. And before I go, I'm just gonna try confirm if everything is running. Everything run, and we kind of like get port. Namespace. That is T2. They are running, and we're able to exec into for the network. That's the network policy. So I guess that wraps up everything. Thank you. This was quite challenging, and I had to make use of my colleagues as well. The AI. So yeah, so I would be expecting feedback from you, Ivana. So I think I'm going to be sharing the link with you as well as maybe via email, or I think I'm just going to paste it in your chat on Upwork. Thank you very much.